It worked. We're good.
Hi.
We're live. Check. Hi, everybody. We're live. Hello.
Sound check. Can you hear us?
Sound check. If they can't hear us, you can see the bar at the bottom moving. So that means they can hear us.
Heck yeah.
Hi, John.
It's a nice giraffe.
It is a giraffe.
What is it doing?
I think it's smoking a fat blunt.
You can't say that.
I think it looks like it's hiding behind a telephone.
Nebula!
Oh.
Nope, can't hear nothing. That's funny.
That's devastating.
He's doing a bit, guys. He's
Wait,
doing a Josh because he couldn't have answered that without hearing us.
Wait a second.
He's joshing around.
But his name's Link.
If you can't hear me, how many fingers am I holding up?
I can't hear you. It's too dark.
It's just the middle finger.
Cut straight. We need an
So he's crashing
unnecessary
out.
censorship moment of that, where like they blur your hand even though you were just like this.
Where you're just like this, except it's a black bar.
It's a sensor in it's somebody else's finger.
I remember when I was turning 21, I really wanted to watch The Hangover with my parents, and we watched. My mom recorded it on our DVR.
Insane.
Which, by the
The
way,
wild desire.
means that they cut out like a significant portion of that movie.
Yeah.
It's made for TV. And I remember my mom made us go back because she was just like, "What is that?" Because there's a scene where a little girl flips them off while they're driving. And they, like, did a weird computer edit on the girl's hand. So she just, like, does as they're driving.
It's like the TBS edit.
Some movies don't belong on television.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh my gosh, I still remember. What's that movie where Harrison Ford is being chased down by Sean Connery?
The Fugitive.
Yeah. So my dad was watching.
That was Sean Connery.
Whoa.
Wasn't Sean Connery in that?
No.
No.
Am I mixing up movies?
Yes.
That's
it was
Indiana Jones.
No.
Well, it's
So
Harrison
there was
Ford and
Star Wars.
Tommy
Lee Jones.
Well,
I
there
don't
was-
care. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the movie, but I do remember Sean Connery was in it, and he had this whole thing where it's like something about like winners are the ones that go back to, and like the line is supposed to be something about effing the prom queen, but the TV version, he goes, winners go back to date the prom queen. I'm just like, what
Worse.
the heck?
You made it worse, actually. This is...
So
What
weird.
movie is this?
I don't remember. I just remember Sean Connery was in it. They were chasing somebody
Was
down.
there a train in it?
Were they on a motorcycle and did Sean Connery slap
No.
Indiana
Planes,
Jones?
trains, and automobiles.
It was like they were
Sully
in a
knows
sewer,
movies.
I
Great
think.
movie.
Like, I don't remember.
That's the speaking of funny TV edits,
Reacher?
watching that one on a TV recording, because there's that one scene in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles
Yes.
where he just says the F word like 25 times in a row at like a car rental person, and that scene is like deadly quiet on a TV version because they just silence it every time.
The
It's
only
so
movie,
funny.
the TBS edit of a movie I've seen, that's how I refer to TV edits, is Waterboy.
gosh.
Which is a weird movie to begin with, and was weird to watch like a child. Same with Bubble Boy. I've watched a lot of boy movies.
As you yourself were a boy.
Bring
Yes.
back girl movies.
When he was
Give us back like 2000 style edited, like animated. You know what I'm gonna Barbie movies where they
Those
looked
were
like
so
Play-Doh.
wild.
Give
Oh
me
my
that.
gosh.
Where the hair is one solid
It's
piece
like the original,
smushed onto the back of her.
like the original My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Is the Barbie movies where the beatboxing puppy?
No,
soundbite came from?
that's like a crappy YouTube animated thing.
Oh.
Like the storyline of it is like these people, they draw and their drawings come to life, but it's not even like cohesive. It's a mess. And Beatboxing Puppy was somebody's drawing in the story.
Are you sure? I thought that dancing puppy was from an actual Barbie.
I'm
I will
Googling
not
beatboxing
Bring up
movies.
the receipts.
I will not stand for this Parappa the Rappa slander, guys.
It's like this
It
whole
sounds
musical
like
number
something
where
Barbie
he's just like,
would
I'm the
do.
beatboxing puppy, and like,
I've never gone that
Okay.
far. I just know the part where they go, "Girl, we've been knowing that," and someone goes, "Beatboxing puppy, huh?" And it cuts to a puppy swaying its head with music going, "Ba-da-da, ba-da-da," and like that's the whole segment.
Oh my gosh, I
Barbie
remember.
would get down with the beatboxing.
I
Our
remember,
drawings
like
by
watching a
collab.
video essay about like stuff like that video. So that's why I know that it's a bad like amateur animated thing that was like It's rushed.
It's a movie called Our Drawings.
Yeah.
And then, so the first thing when you Google it pops up is the poster for the movie, and then the second image is I almost quit. It was that bad. So
Wait, which one are you talking about? Because the one I'm looking at were the two dogs from the Barbie and the Diamond Castle.
you look
oh no, these are
Beatboxing
two
Puppy?
different things.
Okay, yeah,
Beatboxing Puppy is his own little meme.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the dancing puppies.
Yes,
No,
the Dancing
yeah.
Puppies is from that in Bibble.
Jamiroquai?
No, it's
Are
my
you
mother.
calling
It is
Jamiroquai?
my mother right now.
Sully loves
I just saw
Jamiroquai.
Jay and I was like,
I
is
looked-
Jamiroquai finally
That's-
calling you back?
There's a little hint.
Sully loves Jamiroquai.
I just like to say the name
Dude.
Jamiroquai.
I do. I like him.
You love Jamiroquai.
I like him just fine. It's fine.
You love Jamiroquai.
There's
I'm
two
not
things
gonna-
I know about Sully.
Oh my gosh.
That she loves Jamiroquai.
Hey guys, welcome to the
Jamiroquai
Secrets
lighting.
Between
Oh,
Stars
yeah. We're doing a
Let's
thing.
not
Yeah.
expand on what that bit was or is. This
We
is
knew
the
enough
same as the
secrets to
hammers
last-
from the one shot. We're not going to explain it.
Well, today's basically just an entire pre-show, right?
Yeah, this is
For
essentially
some
going to be
reason,
a
I thought you
pre-show.
were imitating my laugh. Like you had the same pitch that I did,
Ew.
so I was just like,
Hi, everybody. Welcome. So this is just a talk back this week. Peek behind the screen is, in all honesty, I was writing what was going to be this episode, and I was looking at it today, reviewing it all, and I didn't like it at all. I was like rewriting it over and over again, trying to fix it, and I just couldn't get it to work. So we're just going to take a break week this week. We'll be back next week like normal. But just to be clear, it was I didn't want to make a bad episode.
What he means is we did the whole episode. We got total party kill.
Yeah,
and
I was
we
like-
decided, nah,
We
maybe
made
not, let's
we
do it
made a lot of
differently.
solid gold Labubu references.
Yeah.
And now we have to kill all of it.
Guys, I got bad news
Oh
if you
my
don't know
gosh.
yet.
Every time I go see a movie, somebody gets canceled, and I learn about it as I'm going to the bathroom.
This is the first one that I think I've actually been sad about in a long time. Like, you hear about a lot of people getting canceled online, and a lot you're just sort of indifferent to.
yeah.
This one made me sad.
I still have no idea who she is, and so I'm not sad.
That's fair.
I
Blue Star on
I loved those videos. They were so. I'm disappointed. Most avoidable, perhaps,
Search.
canceling that's ever happened.
I saw a TikTok where someone was like, the wildest part about that video is that she always is like very flat in every video about the 24 karat gold Labubu.
Oh, this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, but then she goes for that one where she does a blackface. She looks extremely excited about her idea. She just looks so stoked about
Maybe
it.
the stupidest thing I've ever heard of somebody getting not like this. She did deserve to
It
be
was
canceled.
like
Just
most
stupid
preventable,
concept. I
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
even. I
it
can't.
was such a like immense level of awful before she said that it was a KSI Labubu. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
She walks on the screen and the Labubu is sitting there like
Well, Labubu looked uncomfortable.
yeah, exactly.
And I'm sorry, I still think it should be classified as a threat because the way that it looks with the strap, it's dangling from a strap. I'm like,
I don't like KSI, but I would never.
Yeah.
I'm not going this far.
It's my
for
least
anything.
favorite Miami show.
Yes.
It really surprises me. Like, even though I hate all of the AI stuff right now, it surprises me that we don't just have like a Clippy that just like pops up and is like, "Hey, you're about to be canceled if you hit." Are you sure about that?
it should just be that guy. Are you sure about
That's
that?
the proper
Like,
use of AI,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah.
Get ChatGPT to work on that instead.
Instead of stealing art.
I think we should just launch all AI into the moon,
That-
personally,
that-
because I'm sick of it. There's some
Well,
good.
it's
There's
not
some
good.
medical uses that are good.
Yeah.
There's like translation things.
Yes.
Anything not Gen AI is good.
Yeah.
But
Well,
We
with the
definitely use some
caveat
good
that
parameters.
having
Right.
with the caveat that having AI go through resumes being the only thing to scan through those resumes, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
You
it's
have tried
horrible.
to find a job in the last couple of years.
what was this?
Sorry
There's like
about
a study that just came out that was like 50, somewhere around 50% of internet usage is by bots now. like it's
The-
just
the-
like,
the
like
dead
dead
internet
internet.
theory,
Yep.
yeah.
Dead internet theory
Have you
is real.
seen the amount of electricity that AI uses? It is a horrifying amount.
I saw someone in my family, an older member of my family, posted on Facebook like this like event that was happening or supposed to be happening supposedly of like providing humanitarian aid and environmental help to everything, but everything was was AI about it, and I was like, that's counterintuitive. I was like, that's yelling about recycling bottles while burning plastic. That's like, what is happening?
Big whiplash I had recently was, have you seen the Vegas Sphere?
Yeah.
Oh, with the Wizard of Oz
the
stuff.
Wizard of Oz thing?
Yeah.
Was that originally everybody was saying it was AI, and then I was like, oh, that's awful, I hate everything about that. And then artists started coming out and being like, no, there's actually people working on that because the AI couldn't do it. So this is actually just a ton of people putting real work hours into it. And then I'm like, well, now I'm happy that it's people working on it and mad that they are saying it was AI just to get the AI credit.
I'm also mad that it exists.
Also mad,
that they did it to begin with.
I'm still mad about those bunnies on the trampoline.
Right.
Somebody knew about that.
I sat there for like a solid minute being like, something's weird about this video. And then pinpointing, oh, there's a rabbit over there that splits into two bunnies as it goes around the trampoline. And then these guys are moving too slow. They're not springing back fast enough.
I saw somebody make one with dolphins now as a meme after that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Secrets Between the Stars, not sad things.
We're just talking, man.
I tried, man.
Oh,
Listen, we're hanging out, okay?
Speaking of corporations ruining your lives, Secrets Between the Stars.
Let's go.
Yay.
So I'll pretty confidently say we're about halfway through season 2 now. I think, and we're at the point of the plot is really going to be kicking in, which is why I didn't want to do this episode in a half-baked way. It was because there's a lot that's about to happen. So I did. It's a teaser for next week, but it's just I want to make sure I'm nailing the things right that's going to happen. So we're about to kind of kick it into high gear for the rest of the season here. I gave you guys half a season of fun yippee-ki-yay times to chill, and now we're in heavy plot territory now.
I'm excited.
So what are you guys' thoughts on this? What are you guys' thoughts on the season so far? Out of curiosity,
Hate it.
that is horribly written.
This is Corey's
Actually,
intervention.
Gary's quitting.
I love the silly haha Nosferatu initial episode.
Talk a love Nosferatu.
I
miss Nosferatu.
Follow up.
Yeah, he
That
came
was
back with a bunch of 1 million rats.
1 million.
I know.
1 million
So
rats.
And then Doc nearly beefed it.
I didn't hear about that.
If you ever think bits are fun, maybe think twice before you chew the scenery a little too hard. No, I had a great time with the Nosferatu bit. I think it all worked out just fine.
Yeah.
You committed to the bit and followed through.
Absolutely.
I don't know if anybody's told you, but you would have been the first under the UGT name character death, right? No, somebody died at the very end of.
Yeah,
Watch the series to find out who dies.
But Age of Ashes
is 2
did
years ago.
start
Yeah.
back on the previous
First
channel.
full UGT
Yeah.
series.
First full UGT series, you would have been the first death.
To die?
Yeah.
Wow.
No character has died yet under just fresh start UGT shows.
How nervous were you? How scared did you get once that happened?
Whenever I dropped 2-0, my immediate thought was, okay, if I can at least wake up, I have ways of not dying immediately.
Right.
But if I went out, I'd be a little bummed about it if I had gone out on a bit and a self-proclaimed filler episode.
Yeah.
It would be a horrible thing for the next episode. It's like, Doc, you wake up, what a horrible dream you've had. Get rid of that coffee table, pal.
Hey, you're finally awake.
No, I think there's still so much left to explore with Doc's character and the interactions we're finally getting into with the other characters. Hitting a little harder on certain topics and things like that. The initial talk with you about, why kill, why not kill. The moments we've had together, the drunk conversation with you, Chips am I a Muppet or a man? Those I think have all been really, really fun. And I've only been here for
17 episodes.
yes.
16.
That's what my watch said.
It's something that we talked with Bryn about on a Tuesday show one time. But that's kind of, I think that you were there. I can't remember. Maybe it was just me and Bryn. But the interesting thing about a show like that is obviously we don't want to eliminate character deaths because character deaths can be super important to the story and super impactful and stuff. On a written show, you never have to worry about like the character always dies at an important, poignant moment. Like it matters, and it is the right moment for them to die. It's the right thing for it to happen story-wise. And on an improvised show, you still want to leave opportunities for that, but it then becomes the responsibility of everybody in the room to make, like, the reality is you may not die at what we would have considered to be the right moment, and then the responsibility is for the cast and the GM to make that into the right moment on the spot. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, the scariest deaths are always the ones that are like outside of like a boss fight, because it's like those can. But even then, like if Doc died last week, then that's not a exciting conclusion for his character. Like that's like
we just got him.
Yeah, like and then he had so many hooks left, like that were just like left on the line. Like there's nothing else.
Right.
I would not have been surprised if people were like, "Is he leaving the show? Is that why Doc just died?"
That's the only reason we've had characters go away so far.
Yeah. Yeah. What are the rest of you thinking?
I think the outside of my initial I hate it. That's a bit. I really like the Desert Moon of Karth because in the previous seasons, I mean it was mainly science focused or magic was slowly getting introduced. But on the Desert Moon, it's like anything can freaking happen, dude. Nosferatu shows up, a telephone in the middle of the desert with a cliff. It is unpredictable in a very fun way, and especially for a bunch of characters who are not used to. I slammed that really hard. Okay. Who are not used to. They just kind of learn that magic is a thing within the year. So now when they are in the most magical place possible, I think that is that's really cool for storytelling and the new season. Yeah, my idea, I think I said it before, but my idea was Fey Wild West of just Wild West, but it's just all any wild shenanigans can happen at any point. So that's why like the random encounter table was just silly.
It was a lot of fun.
Like there's very real things, and there's like lore, cool things like the bandage eyes people and stuff like that.
I want to learn about them.
Gotta ask.
Yeah. Also, hang on, it left my brain.
I believe in you.
Oh, the phone was so funny. Like,
I'm so sorry you missed that.
Yeah.
You really missed out. I'm so sorry you missed out on our greatest bit we've ever had.
The best episode of Secrets.
Like, honestly, the potential for shenanigans when you include things like magic and a majority group that is not used to magic. So we're just like, why is this here? And then also having Henry be like, oh yeah, the general, I encountered him.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to play a character who's been here but hasn't really done a significant amount in a long time. And just once an episode, somebody goes, Doc, is this normal? And I'm just I don't know how I want to keep reacting. I'm just like, what do you think I do? Do you think I wander into the desert in search of this whimsy? I do not.
If we find Hikari, we just need to carry him around and be like, is this normal? But also, the humor of having Henry be like, oh yeah, the general, and then a few episodes later be like, Nosferatu?
Yeah, right.
Really?
Oh,
like,
You're pulling my leg.
I've been really enjoying this season so far, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly why. Like, I feel like part of it is that somehow having the world of magic, this whole world feels more grounded than being on the ring, where there's so much technology that almost feels more far-fetched than being in like a Wild West that has magic but less technology. And I think also just being in the smaller setting makes it easier to actually flesh out a reality and have more of a setting we can exist in, compared to the ring where, so like you drop someone in the middle of New York and you're just like, okay, well, I guess I can just continue to make up names of stores and stuff, but it's kind of hard to exist in a place that's so big that we can do anything.
Yeah, that was one of my focuses for this season was I wanted to make I wanted to make the Desert Moon of Karth feel like a character in itself. So that was one of my major focuses.
Then
was
you
doing
made the
that.
planet of Karth into a character.
And the planet of Karth is a dude.
The whole face.
But I wanted to make sure that because like when I was like reflecting on season 2, when coming up with this season, like the farm simulation had more personality and character than like the ring. I think the 2 places in the ring that had the most personality were Scrapper's Delight and I forget my own character's name, the bear friend.
It began with an M. Marin? No.
I could look it
Oh,
up.
that's close.
But his shop, those felt like they had the most things in them, the most personality. There was like stuff to do. Things looked like they were happening without you guys in there. Like so, like that was my main Mirren was his name.
Mirren.
I was so close.
That was my main focus for this season, was to make sure that this felt like a place.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it's translating that way.
And I think the tricky thing with a setting like The Ring is that there's so much and feels so crowded that like you also kind of feel like I don't know where to start.
Right.
Like piggybacking off of what Marcus said, it's like you could just list a million shops, but it's like hard to figure out where the actually like interesting and important bits go.
Yeah.
Like we had talked about on previous talkbacks how for season 2 we had done a world building session where we talked about places we wanted
Like
to
Crash
have.
Landing.
Right.
Yeah, different thoughts, but it's still such a big place, and we didn't really make them like regular places so much as
Right.
like just a hoop we could jump through occasionally, besides the recreation center, I think.
Yeah, that became
Yeah.
a plot point.
Yeah.
I think that, like having that condensed, even just like a literal condensed map where you could actually pinpoint the places, it's kind of easier to see rather than
That's why so many shows and like comics and stuff will, when they're in New York, they'll focus on boroughs rather than like the entirety of New York. Like Daredevil is always in Hell's Kitchen, and Spider-Man
When
is
in
with
reality,
Queens.
that's just like a street. It's a stretch of street.
right.
Right.
So it's like having those like that's what we could have done differently in season 2. But I think it like the ideas. How am I trying to word this? That's what we could have done in season 2, but with how much I was trying to do in season 2, that was not as feasible or possible, and that was just part of the suffering of it. So that's what I was like saying. I wanted to make sure that this place felt like I wanted to give you guys a hub of paradise to come back to after like a long journey, and then even when you go on this long journey, you could still feel it did not feel like a completely different place like it did on the Ring. One section of the Ring is wildly different than the next section. So it's been an interesting lesson in not just world building, but like world maintenance, and making sure that everything is uniform.
And I feel like another element is like, for me at least, with trying to come up with what Clementine does in her off hours on the Ring, like my frame of mind was like, you know, we're doing Black Ops stuff, so we gotta like kind of be always laying low. So what does somebody who's laying low go out and do in the city? Like, you know, they can't really be part of the community that much. They can't really have involved lives outside of work. So that's also a challenge in world building when your perspective characters are, you know, in this like secret underbelly of that society.
I think Arcane nails it best with that series of there being like literally just 2 different cities that they go back and forth between.
Yeah.
So it's like could have done something like that. Maybe we'll do something like that in the future if you guys get off the moon. So yeah.
Also, were you watching Secrets at the point when we mentioned Crash Landing?
I don't believe so.
Because that was such a cute idea that Marcus had. It was like this this burger joint called Crash Landing that was made like from a crashed ship, and it's the home of the Crash Burger.
Nice.
Home of the original Crash Burger.
Yeah,
The original.
yeah. What was
great.
the name of the lady working there that you came up with?
She had like classic diner lady.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you gave her a 40-year-old smoker voice.
Maud.
Maud.
I feel like
it
might have been a J name, but an M name.
Janice.
Janice. Oh my god. Chandler Bay.
Corey and I did not do that for the desert.
Yeah.
There was very little. He's like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I'm just Guy, man. You tell me what you want." And he's like, "No, tell me what you want." And I was like, "No, tell me what you want."
What you really want? Back and forth, like, just give me something and I'll give it to you.
And I was like, "Fine. Here's a me and my medical apprentice." And then the next thing I know, he's constructed Paradise, and it's fantastic. I'm loving.
It's so cute.
Hey, Arcadis.
Hi, Arcadis.
And a lot of the fun and the goofiness of this Desert Moon has been like, oh, you've not heard the tale of blank? And then coming up with some horrifying thing of spiders that
now
you milk.
He knows what he wants.
Spiders have become so
So what he wants is milk spider.
We've
Old
made the
Betsy.
spiders so mammalian over time,
Old
and it's
Bessie.
so funny.
I'm happy about Old
Yes.
Bessie.
Old Betsy's spider jousting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot.
And coming up with the townsfolk of Paradise, like
what were you just saying last episode?
Farmer
Who
Clark. I
wins
love
the-
Farmer Clark.
Who wins the beauty pageant every year?
Shelley.
Yes.
Shelley.
It was Shelley's birthday.
She's the town's favorite.
She's never gonna let me live it down.
You know, we never covered this. Would the spiders have spider shoes?
Well, you know, tarantulas have paws, so maybe.
Is there what?
Tarantulas have paws! They have itty bitty paws!
Why
He said, "I've got him
why
off
would
your
they put
plate."
shoes on that?
Well, to protect them from the heat of the sand.
They were born there.
And because horses
Yeah, they're
do.
They've
adapted to the
Horses
environment.
need shoes.
If horses
Yeah,
have
but,
shoes,
but
it's
And
horses,
they're
horses are
born here.
walking on their fingernails. Like
Yeah.
that's why they have shoes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that there's they have that
You know,
specific
that's a
reason.
good
Well,
point.
and because it's just more dignified.
It's
I also was
classy.
just excited to mention the fun fact that tarantulas have paws.
And
I
it's
love that
easier to
fact.
notice their tracks because they're a little shaky.
If they don't
I
wear
think they need
shoes,
shoes.
if they don't wear shoes, then I'm just gonna imagine that the spider prints in the sand will look exactly like a cat print, but there's like 8 of them.
I always
the
imagine them
spiders
as perfect
stilettos.
little circles.
Spider beans.
But you can't walk on sand in stilettos, they'll
Oh,
just sink.
Arcade is truly eldritch monstrosity.
Baby horses, when they're first born, have terrifying hooves.
We have to stop saying horses or Bren will show up.
If we say it one more
If you
time,
say
she
it 3
appears.
times.
All right. So what are you guys most curious about in this world? Like what's a plot hook or anything
The
like that?
bandage-faced people.
Bandage face people.
That's what I'm most curious about. I have intense questioning about that.
I think mine is the Baylor. If he
Yeah.
can successfully recreate artificial life, what does he intend to do with it?
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't seem like he likes organic life a whole
Yeah.
lot, and blames them largely for the disappearance of artificial life. But we really haven't had a chance to sit down and ask, because if anybody knows what happened, he knows, but we haven't. He just shows up and is ominous,
Yeah.
and then escape is really quick.
Yeah.
And he really seems like, outside of someone writing plot, he seems like he could genuinely be in it for
Right.
just bring him back and then we're good.
And then we'll
all go
stay
on our
here.
own
No
way.
one will
Or he could become a secondary villain against the
Yeah.
Lich of Karth.
The Baylor and that decision for Chip to go with him is something that I have continued to debate on if I made the right call since that episode.
That's good.
Because it's something that I feel like if Chip had more time to think about it, I don't know what he would have. I think part of the reason that decision gets made is because you're under pressure also, because he is demanding an answer right in the moment. And it is everything that Chip's ever wanted, but it's also from somebody that you sort of assume to be a kind of villain character.
Mhm.
So
I think you did a really good job at role playing it and not metagaming, where you're just like, what does Chip want in this intense moment? And the answer is yes. But then you immediately subverted oh, this is gonna be a secret that Chip's keeping, and you're like, hey guys, I did something.
Yeah, guys, I might have goofed.
because I think that's how he would feel. Is oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And I also mentioned it to you off screen before, but I do think for story purposes it was a great choice because it's an interesting development. It doesn't go the way that you would expect, and there's also stakes to it.
Yeah.
Both in the way of what motivates Chip and also what could go terribly wrong.
Right.
So I personally love it.
I do too. It's just one of those things where I think it's so funny because I think that I go back and think about it all the time, and I think, like, is that what Chip would do, or is that just what I thought would be most? And I go back so often, and I do think it is what Chip would do, but I think I fixate on it because it's, like, the first time that Chip really, like, sort of steps out of the status quo. Because every other choice that he makes in the series is pretty predictable and pretty along with, like, what the rest of the crew want. Like, he's kind of,
This is a
he's doing his job.
This was an actual difficult decision for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad idea. But remember, folks, that putting people under time pressure to make a choice like that is one of the big things a scammer will do.
No!
I'm gonna sell you crypto. He's gonna steal your soul so he can crypto mine. No!
Yeah, he's using your body for crypto mining!
You have to call now within
Chip's
the next
soul is
hour.
going to be an NFT.
Oh my gosh.
Tarantula pause.
Hold on.
Dude,
Hang on.
what?
Describe it in
No,
detail.
there's no
Describe it
way.
in detail for
That's
those
what
at home.
They
It
pop out
looks
to go
like, okay. It looks like a cat's paw.
I'm upset.
Okay.
But if it only had one toe. Yeah, like it
So it's
pops
the
out.
pad and then one bean at the top.
It is kind of giving stiletto
Hey,
in the
man,
way
it's
that
one
this middle picture, you're gonna know what I'm
What
talking.
more
This
do you
middle
want?
picture is very like. It really is. The middle picture is giving stiletto.
I don't like
Come
it
on.
at all.
Like just sticking out your little toe.
Hold on, one more time.
I feel like I've
one more
seen
time.
that exact
There you
picture
go.
being like it's at a cat or a
It totally is. It's giving like.
I was in the
so
quad.
cute. And the tarantula is serving Arcade.
That's two claws.
I was in the quad at college one day. Small segue. And there was this woman. I was like watching people walk by her, and she would like look like she was trying to start a conversation with people, and no one was acknowledging her. And I was like, that seems rude. She's holding a log like this, and I was like, oh, well, I'm curious why you're holding a log, so I think I'm gonna go talk to you. I got about 7 feet away, and from the other side of the log, just a massive tarantula, and I out loud went, "Gah!" And she clocked me immediately. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Get there." And I left, and I did not talk to her.
College quads are the Badlands. Like that space in the middle of anything.
I can attest to this.
Anything can happen in that like 4x4 section of grass.
So the public university, so people could just have petitions out there. They could try to get you into their religions.
I just started Twin Peaks, and I'm really hoping that's not a spoiler for it.
For log lady.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a total tangent. This is just about stuff happening in quads. But there was one day where at my university, because that's how our dorms were set up, we're in these like 4x4 squares, and there would be a giant lawn in the middle of all these dorms facing each other, right? We had one semester where there was like a proper blizzard. Like, nearly. Not like but like there was so much snow we were out of school for days. Even the people on campus. And for context, I went to a Baptist Christian university. This is very important for what happens next. Because somebody, and I don't know who, but we were all looking out our windows one day and we're just like, what is he doing out there? And there was a guy in this giant parka who was quietly marching and shuffling his feet to draw a giant that covered the entire quad. And it was a big deal because he got in really big trouble for it on this Baptist.
Let's go.
And I remember
what a rebel without a cause. I don't know if I could ever have that man's
Causes vandalism.
passion.
it was a scandal. Like, who did that?
Oh, man.
A big
They
deal,
tried
as
to-
in a big D.
I mean, I'd call it average deal.
Yeah,
It seemed like it was.
I'd say that's overwhelming.
Oh, the
deal,
overwhelming.
honestly.
Did you know?
Look, it was cold. It's snow.
Did you know that when astronauts first started going up into space, something that they do for waste, filtration is that there's a sleeve for,
No.
a guy's member.
No.
And when
No.
they put the sizes as small, medium, large, all the guys were picking large, and so, it was slipping off. And so they had to make the sizes large, gigantic, humongous. In order for these guys to feel confident enough to get what actually fits.
I hate it here.
You can't emasculate a man as he's about to go into space.
He's serving his country.
He's going to go into the great unknown, okay? The final frontier. And we're going to say, yeah, you're going up there with a little BB.
I like that you're wearing a NASA hoodie.
I stand with him, damn it.
I used the large one. So what?
I used the gargantuan.
Space.
Secrets.
It came full circle.
Do they have them in secrets? What's the...
No.
Yeah, they've got sleeves,
This
yeah.
is not your one cannon. This is not.
This is
I haven't
your
used
one.
mine yet.
No, you did.
Not
You
what did I use?
Non-chip.
Look, I don't need one.
Right. That's a good one to keep. That's a good one to keep. I'll stand by that one.
All right, so that's everyone's favorite plot hook they don't know about.
Has everybody used their one cannon?
Did you give yours?
I think I still have
I'm not.
I don't
no.
think that should have to count for yours because I did say it.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
It's up to you guys. This is your arbitrary rule that's been created. So it's like, yeah, if you think I'm gonna say as a freebie, you can all hate Nazis. That doesn't have to be.
Okay.
That doesn't have to be
That's your
a
free
silly
choice.
thing.
Okay, this is what we should be talking
Mom said
about
we
on
could
the
TV
talk show
tonight.
because this is the
Wait,
stuff that
wait
we
a
don't have
second.
time to discuss. Is what our one cannon little funny thing is.
Hot take.
Yeah.
What if there just weren't Nazis in that universe?
I mean, none of you knew
We
what a
did.
Nazi was.
Yeah.
At no point have you ever heard of what a Nazi
Which is a testament to even if they did exist, they are long forgotten.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
is.
now
There's
that,
canon in Pathfinder where there's an adventure path where you do go back in time to actual Earth and go into a speakeasy in World War II.
crazy.
Because you like one of the bosses of an adventure path in Pathfinder is several actually. There are several. But one of the bosses in a Pathfinder adventure is like Rasputin, like actual Rasputin.
Rad.
So
So we
That's
do
really
need to know
funny.
the size.
I want to play
Yes.
that campaign.
This is your.
It's like a great bit that like
Arena Wolf.
all we needed was the word Nazi, and then we're like, we hate those guys.
Yeah,
Like,
1,000,000%. I don't know
we
what
don't
it is.
need to-
Something primal.
yeah, we don't need to know what they are.
that's the only
When you
meta
call it the
bit.
switch word, like when you brainwash somebody.
Oh, your activation. Phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only meta bit that's allowed is that.
And the space pope.
So it's Spoke.
What's your favorite bit?
Yeah.
Or your plot line that we haven't.
I think the goddess orb in the room is certainly the fact that
The
we've
gem.
been told that the entire universe is going to end unless we help,
Yep.
and that feels like that's going to carry over into a end of the series kind of thing, unless we just solve it. We just fix it.
There's
so it's
one
not-
switch
Let
you
me
gotta
speed
flip.
this up
Yeah.
real
Turn
quick
it off and on again.
and then do whatever for
Have you,
season
with
4.
the AI god, have we tried turning her on and turning her back
Oh,
on
no.
again?
You can't
Somebody's
say
gonna
that.
try to turn her on.
Ma'am.
Guys, let's relax.
Didn't he try?
Did who try?
What's his face?
Oh,
Mun.
Mun.
Mon.
He did try
no.
to date her. He was like, "This is my girlfriend."
Yeah.
I don't think we ever learned his name.
No,
Not
you guys
us.
never
With
did.
No,
the
we-
mechanic.
we
That's
know.
what
Yeah.
they called him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
We know he's Mun.
it was his because in Aeons, Mun was going crazy because there was like a being whispering in his mind.
Right.
So it's like this was his found replacement was this gem. So that was that was why he was so obsessed with her, is because like you have something talking to you, then it's gone, and you're just in your own silence again for the first time in 100 years or whatever. You're like gonna go crazy.
That's how I feel whenever I stop playing a podcast and I'm alone at home.
Yes. When there's
Your
a
thoughts.
Yeah, when the chapter
Suddenly
ends in
aware
a book
of
for a
every
moment.
sound that your AC
Cassandra
makes.
Lee is a rebound god. Because that entity was with him for 100 years,
Yeah.
and he loses that, and now he's like, I gotta get another one.
There's some other stuff with him and Cassandra Lee, but we haven't. I don't if we get into it, we get into it, but it might come up by now.
Do you think he ever was?
Okay.
Go on.
What's prep for this?
All right, remember PG-13 show.
Give her
Yeah.
time.
Do you think Mun ever was just like, what are you wearing? And she's like, do you?
I could smite you if I could.
Yeah. She's just like, I don't wear clothes, and he goes,
Oh,
Whoa.
She's like, not like that.
He takes a lap.
Now
I could smite you if I could.
I could smite you if I could.
I'm gonna start using that. I could smite you if I could.
you know what? You deserve it.
Yes.
I get one free smite, and I haven't used it.
If I could, you know.
Now I'm just imagining Mun as a Discord mod.
He calls Cassandra Kitten.
Oh, Cassandra Wee.
Cassandra Wee.
Mwady, Magadis.
Doc has not used his one secret yet, though, either.
That's true.
Everybody gets one secret, apparently, and he's found that out.
Yeah.
We went on a solo trip,
That
and you
part's
immediately
not-
told me your real name.
Yep.
And that was...
I'm not a man of many secrets.
Yeah, but apparently
Have you
got
mentioned your
one.
brother to us before?
Not in name.
Contextually.
Contextually,
though.
yes. I've talked about the guy who came by and the incident with all of our brothers.
Yeah.
But
I only out of character know his name because of that moment where like Doc thought for sure he was gonna die, and so
Yeah.
like, you know, he kind of was like, you know, I'll see you soon, and said the brother's name and stuff, and I wrote it down in my notes. So
yeah.
but yeah.
And it was nice too when we were starting to like we had to put Hikari in my brother's room of like it just being covered in dust, the maps everywhere. I'm glad those were able to come into play.
Yep.
Which is such nice unintentional symmetry, because in season 2, Kevin, aka Gizmo, his parents were finally cleaning out his brother's room too.
No kidding.
And that was kind of a big moment there as well. So
Yeah, a lot of brother stuff.
yeah. And Pepper, her brother.
Pepper's got that brother.
Oh my gosh. So, side tangent. At work, like, you know, I work selling shoes. And there's,
She is a cobbler.
What?
I almost spat out my drink. Good one.
Which tree are you in?
Cherry cobbler or blueberry?
Go on.
She's the one that cobbles.
Ooh, yeah.
Cobbler is pie that somebody dropped and served anyway. I said it.
Yeah, you want that's your
So,
truth.
anyways, at my work, I sell shoes, and the shoes, like, the brands will like give them different names for the style of the shoe, and a lot of them are like women's names and stuff. And there's one that it's Piper with like 3 R's, and in my head, I read it as Piper.
That Pepper has become one of my vocal
Pepper.
stems. It's so fun to just like anytime I pass a table at a restaurant, salt and pepper, I just go Pepper, and I can't escape it.
I remember deciding, because there's a few words, it's mostly just like names and stuff that I've tried to try and make Chip sound more like a robot, that I've decided that they sound the same every time. And it's mostly like names. Like I'll always say all of your guys'
Clementine.
names exactly
Yeah.
the same every single time to try and make that. And I remember deciding that I should say Pepper really low because I thought that it was funny. Instead of doing, because all of my other ones sounded so high, I was like, I need one to sound different. I was like, I should make Pepper's.
Because it's like he's like,
The drunk Chip episode is where I pull mine from just this Pepper. Anytime. Ah, it's so good.
I love Drunk Chip.
Drunk Chip is great, and I hope he returns in season 4.
Also, just
all my
the
drinks.
visual of Chip like spinning his head around, like, and Henry being like, "Oh,
Like the Exorcist.
Oh, man. If Chip ever becomes a
man.
real boy, he's gonna get so drunk.
Why can't
Dude.
Why I can't?
yeah." He's
Who's
gonna be like,
behind me? What do I
What's
do?
happening?
Shoulders, Chip. Shoulders.
Oh man, I never thought that you would actually let Chip become a real boy.
He still might not.
It's true.
I'm excited for, like, I look at it like as an anime that has a time skip. If we go into season 4 and it's like real boy Chip who just has needles all over his arm and has learned to like throwing star them.
That's
So
funny.
amazing.
I'm still definitely picturing basically a Frankenstein monster.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Like, since it would be an
Mixed with
android
Pinocchio,
body, I was
sort of.
thinking like those circles that show that like that's the like.
Oh, the joint.
Well, no,
Like-
not the joint, but like when it comes to like shooting needles out, that's like where a capsule is, where a needle would go.
Gotcha.
So he's just like.
Have you thought about how you're gonna flavor your guns when you
We're
get
gonna have to
normal
cross
arms?
that bridge when we get there. There's a lot of flavor
I was
I'm gonna
thinking
have
the
to
same
thing.
rework.
God.
I'm used to just sort of saying that his body can do whatever in the moment if I think it's funny.
Oh,
like
you'll be a real
Clem's
boy.
height. Yeah.
It's the same with Clementine's height.
Yeah, exactly. Very
So whatever's funniest in the moment.
Exactly.
Chip's arc has been entirely unexpected because I also, when I first created Chip, I never even considered that he would actually get to be with the person who would become his love interest. I kind of thought he would be stuck in this like eternal pining sort of situation. It would just be like representative of him wanting to be human so bad.
Like a real boy.
Like a real boy. So the fact that he has a girlfriend is still like crazy. Like it's just been a very unexpected.
You're the only character that's dating anyone.
on the whole channel now, by the way.
Channel.
Sorry, Kevin.
Chip has Riz.
Chip has Riz.
It's just Chip and Pepper in the meme of me and the baddie I pulled with my autistic Riz.
Robotic Riz.
Yes.
Yeah, with Chip's story like that, I knew he was magic to begin with, because you wanted to play a robot. So I was like, all right, how do I make a robot different from outside of you just being programmed to be like that? So that happened, and then I thought of the twist, like the angle of Pepper wants to learn more about magic. So then that kind of just led it to that, and then I was thinking about relationships in shows and stuff, and how it is just always like they don't get the girl until the end of the show, because the most interesting part of the relationship is the chase. But I disagree, and I think a lot of shows benefit more from when they actually tackle the relationship aspect of it.
And it's not done well as often. I feel like a lot of shows do kind of fail too, because then what do? They inevitably
They split
make
them
them
up.
break up.
Right.
They do the Ross and Rachel.
Yes.
Right.
Drives me crazy.
So it's more
Rachel and
interesting.
Joey should have been endgame.
It's like you can be in a relationship and not have it be a plot.
You what?
It's like you can be in a relationship and it doesn't have to be part of the plot.
Right.
Like
Yeah. It's just part of your character growth for that relationship.
And
But it's
like
also like you can explore like the elements of. I'm sorry, this will be quick. You explore elements of like that early relationship is also, I think, just as interesting as like becoming like trying to start dating someone. I think those are just as interesting and dynamic as any other romance story.
Well, and I think that's kind of, not to get too deep on it, that's kind of useful media to have, because so much media just focuses on this get the girl idea, and romanticizes it to filth where it's like, and then immediately breaks them up, and it makes that part of the relationship seem boring, when really that's like what we're trying to do here.
And then it also winds up making the relationship that they're like, you guys are supposed to root for this. They make it incredibly toxic because they're constantly like betraying each other and yada 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 yada, all that stuff where it's just a mess and you don't understand why they're even wanting to get back together in the first place.
Right.
So.
And it does form perceptions on it. Like, especially like when you're like early getting, like starting dating and stuff, like, you know, a lot of what you experience is informed based off of what you are perceiving. So I think that it's really cool.
What were you say, Gary?
I was just say, continuing with the dynamics of the relationship and the story and the chase, like you said before, you also want to make, like, Pepper's not a player character, but Pepper's also not just like the object of Chip's desires solely, and that's all Pepper will ever be. And I think that's incredibly important too,
Right.
especially if, you know, the relationship's going to be meaningful, not only for Chip as a character, but for Pepper as a character too in the world overall.
Seeing her have that off-screen character development is so sweet and heartwarming.
Yeah.
Like her just being like, oh yeah, Astra doesn't like mustard, so this like potato salad is specifically for her. Like, that's so sweet.
I'm so glad you guys like that.
Yeah.
So
It is
that
so
worked.
cute.
Yeah.
That is a fantastic example of show don't tell story. Great
It's
job.
just something small, but it's so significant.
And it was kind of like a fun gotcha on Astra
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Because you just think like, oh, it's dangerous or something
It's
bad
poisoned.
happened. Yeah, but it's just like, oh no, she don't like that tang, you know?
She don't like that tang.
She don't like that tang.
Anywho, what's
What's up, Doc?
You halted the conversation.
Yeah.
You can't say what after
sorry,
you halted it.
Are you okay?
So
What?
It's okay, man.
the college quad.
Okay.
No. You know how sometimes you're young and poor.
Yeah.
there is an artificial orange drink called Tang.
Yep.
Yes.
And sometimes when you're young, dumb, and in an improv troupe and can't go to the store and you just have a barrel of Tang, everyone wants screwdrivers.
With Tang.
It's what we had. And
gross.
yeah, so that's like
That sounds horrendous.
boy howdy.
Oh.
It was.
That's acid reflux city.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, but you know.
I never liked Tang as a kid because it was aptly named. I didn't like the Tang. It kind of like burned drinking it, and I'm imagining putting vodka in that.
Extra burn.
Because that was our thinking is like, well, if it's supposed to mix with water and become an orange flavored beverage, surely the vodka will replace the water.
Yes, straight vodka, no water at all.
100%.
No.
no ice or anything.
Surely
No.
this
Yeah.
potato water will work.
It's like, yeah, it was a bad idea.
Oh.
So that was that. My brain immediately went. Remember that time you did that dumb thing, and then my mouth tried to occupy.
We just like waterboarded each other or whatever. Like,
I just kicked my friends in the nuts.
We
all the
use
time.
CIA interrogation
you ever played
tactics.
the water bucket game?
No. What are you talking
Hey,
about? Wait. Oh, wait. You're talking
You
about
played water?
like where one person has their head in the bucket.
Yes!
Great
The
game.
what?
Love that game.
The what?
This doesn't sound less insane.
We only
You say it
Sully
that way.
went to college at
We did it-
Langley.
This is what they do in Baptist schools, okay?
we did a practice of it like once, maybe just once, maybe once or twice, but we only ever did it live in one show. But we did the water bucket game, which
so
is
fun.
when you have a separate scene going on over. There's 3 people total doing the scene. 2 people who are over here improvising, and 1 person who has their head in a bucket of water.
Of water. Submerged.
Fully submerged in a bucket of water, and then eventually they come over and they tap you out, and you have to come out and then just resume the scene.
Why didn't you just
wherever it
have
was.
them leave the room?
No, it was funnier.
It's the
So
same
you
reason-
don't understand water bucket.
It's the same reason people play the mousetrap game. It's about the gimmick.
I can't remember. There's something.
Oh, is that what like the guys from Whose Line did, where it's like the floor is covered in mousetraps and they're trying to do a scene and blindfolded, and so
Absolutely.
they're stepping on all the. Okay.
And
There's some reason
That's
that you have
crazy.
to switch because there is a time constraint aspect because somebody's head is underwater and you have to do something fast. But I can't remember what the goal is. But I do remember being stuck in the water for longer than I was.
I've had to in scene. I've had to go.
Yeah. Like
Oh my goodness.
I cannot hold my breath for long at all.
When the ALS ice bucket challenge was big, we did that with an ice bucket instead of a normal bucket.
I can't imagine that. Well, and it was awful because you would come up out of the water and just you can't see anything.
Comedians are masochists.
We have to get a crowd.
Yeah.
You get.
Oh, it killed.
You
for
get
sure.
to do scenes from a hat because someone else did water bucket. Like.
To me, the worst part of that just sounds like having to stand like with your head like hunched over and like.
You be on your
kneel.
knees.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it's just like that uncomfortable. like,
yeah, it's
you
not
know,
fun.
for a
Like,
while,
it just
yeah.
sounds
I mean,
like,
it's sort of fun.
like a back problem.
You know,
Speaking of improv, sorry.
Good.
Okay,
Yes,
so
and
yes, exactly. So in high school, we would play like improv games and stuff when Miss Fertina, the drama teacher, when she didn't have like stuff going on. And so we were doing.
yeah, he just tried doing a stunt. And it didn't work.
And so one of the times we were doing the dating game, improv game, and
Classic.
so there were a couple different things going on. One person was Michael Jackson, and the other person, Wayne, had to be himself, and Anne had to be herself. Beth was Michael Jackson, and so like. Anne was like, how do I be myself with this? And so she's trying to answer the questions in ways to like get it across to the person that she's playing herself. And Beth just goes, Annie, are you okay? And absolutely killed. The whole room was in stitches. So it was great.
That's so funny.
I miss improv. It was very fun. Not the parts that like you drown yourself or whatever. But I do
Not
I do
whatever that is,
like
right?
you.
It's
Not
insane.
whatever you perverts are doing. but I do really improv is fun, but it's got the stigma of like nobody wants to go to an improv show.
Anytime I see a modern piece of media depict an improv troupe as like 6 bald white guys with beards, I'm like, you got it right. I'm mad about it.
yeah, that's the part. Is like there's a reason reason there's the stereotype.
We didn't have
sucks.
a football team or any significant sports following. Ours was just improv. Like it was.
That sounds like a
they
dream.
were like the school football team. It was like the improv show sold out. Yeah, they're nerds.
Yeah, oh.
And then we were all nerds.
We were able to. The improv scene in Mississippi and Louisiana was big enough to have a comedy festival every year, where like universities would come with like we had. Shout out Lab Rats out of Mississippi State University. You guys are fantastic. If you're watching this, hi.
Insane.
I haven't
okay.
told any of you about this.
How'd you find me?
But we had two troupes in my hometown. One was the college troupe, and one was where if you wanted to keep doing improv after college, you could come do that. And we would get things from Louisiana universities and things like that. And we would all meet in Oxford, Mississippi at Ole Miss and just do like a weekend of stand-up comedy, improv, and things like that. And it was huge. And I really wish the scene was still around, but it felt like a 2000 teens thing.
Yeah.
And has since like quietly gone away, which is a bummer.
COVID kind of.
Yeah.
You would
So
have
it's-
loved. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that in Central Florida, there's the Fringe, the Fringe stuff. That's really good. That's a lot more theater
That's
than.
theater,
I mean,
yeah.
we've still got our classes going up in Gainesville, and then there's occasionally like the Orlando Improv Festival. We
true,
went to
true.
that last year.
Isn't Orlando Improv Festival?
Yeah, it was called like the acronym was OTIF, OTIF. I forget what the T stood for. Orlando.
Thespian?
Theater.
I can't remember.
Trains.
It might have even. It might have just been called O-Town Improv Festival.
That makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that there's ones around. I know there's some in Tampa as well.
Of all of our characters, I think Clementine would make the best improviser, but I think Chip would have the most fun. Because he's read every book about improv and is like, no, I know what I'm supposed to say next. It's like, no, Chip, you're getting it wrong. You're not supposed to plot out what... Okay.
Who would get the biggest laugh? Would it be Chip or Clem?
I think Chip, but I don't think
feel
that's
like-
intentionally.
They can ask who.
I feel
like
like there's
Chip.
different aspects.
Clem would like be setting up the jokes and like setting up the scene for the jokes to happen, but the jokes would come from like everybody else. I feel like if Astor was in it, like there would be a quiet moment where he would just say something like very Zach Oyama, and it would just kill.
Chip is made for short form.
Chip is born for sketch.
Watching Astor tackle a herald would be one of my favorite things.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
You know, like Galactus?
It's the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Ask her if he was another member of Seinfeld.
If there was any show on UGT that should get like a Sunny with a Chance to That So Random spin-off, it would be Secrets.
We technically did with Defy the Dragon.
Defy the Dragon.
We kind of did. We also had a one shot that
Yeah.
with the twist
The
villain.
prequel thing.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
I forgot if I mentioned it. One of my ideas for if we wanted just another thing for like a day like today where we don't have a normal show would just be like an improv day in the life where it's not like encounters.
You
but
posted
it's
about that
literally
before.
Just,
Yeah,
like, have our
yeah.
characters
That
just
sounds
like
fantastic.
just go about a regular day
That'd be fun.
and just kind of just improvise a thing
It could
without
also be
any
success on
actual
a 10
gameplay.
on these kind of days too.
Yeah.
I think that would
What
be...
happened to
I
Success?
think that would be great. Is
Nobody
we
watched
make
it.
3 decks of cards, NPCs, locations, and third category of just like, okay, so your day in the life is you are in paradise with Shelly. Your guys are running out of jerky everywhere.
This is
like,
Success on a 10.
like
Just about, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we tell you about Success on a 10?
Do you know about
never
this?
not once.
It was our
The
very
only
short-lived show.
like dead show on UGT.
Yeah,
Well,
it was.
Ironically, the other one.
Oh no!
We don't talk.
Fighting.
We don't talk about that one.
We'll explain later. My heart.
Anyway, ironically, maybe.
Oh my
Um,
gosh!
You and I are the only ones that weren't part of it.
And you-
I'm aware of it,
And
but
you're lucky.
Yeah.
Success on a 10 was our improv show, which was just TTRPG scenarios. You'd come up with your own character. Like at that moment, I'd come up with a scenario.
like the audition process.
Kind of, yeah. And then, but it would be if you ever did something, I'd have you roll. And if you got a 10 or higher, you got it. Otherwise,
Right.
you'd fail.
Success on
So
10.
success on 10.
And there was like we were working towards the idea that it would be a super interactable show with tons of different audience redemptions for like so and so does a 30-second monologue, or like so and so switch like stuff like that.
Right.
But we were still kind of launching this channel, and so we just didn't get a lot of. It just didn't really take off. We didn't get a
You know
lot
what
of
would be a good
interaction.
name for that idea mixed with success on a 10? Slice of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chorus of yes.
Yes, why?
I didn't get a resounding, yeah, man! Yeah, boy!
Yeah, Success on a 10 was good. It was just like you said. It was I totally missed it because I was talking. How rude of me.
It's just another moment where somebody makes a weird noise and it kills me. What was it that you said? You just kind of like
She fetty whopped.
She fetty whopped.
Mr. Fetty?
Or would it be Mr. Wop?
It would not.
Don't ever say that again!
That hurt coming out of you.
I'm still choking from your initial, your fettyism.
She fetty on my.
What would the till I be?
I want you to be.
Oh no!
Guys, remember 2014? That was a great year.
What a year. We still believe in change.
Oh, that hurt.
That was the
Oh
hardest.
my gosh.
This is the hardest. I've seen Logan laugh the hardest twice now, which was that joke. And then earlier I came in singing the Rip Pants song from SpongeBob, and I sang it, and then Logan started singing with me, and I said, honest to God, my very first thought when I heard this song again today was Logan knows this entire thing by heart.
Absolutely right. Had the table of contents been open, I couldn't have been read better. Oh man.
Oh my god!
How many songs from Phineas and Ferb do you know? Yep.
I love
Not
Phineas
as
and
many.
Ferb.
Phineas and Ferb came around by the time I started babysitting, and the kids that I was babysitting were really into it. The
I
Aglet
was
song.
the kids.
That's true, Sully. I've been your babysitter.
He calls it, there's a Bjorn. It's just a Bjorn under there, no head.
Wow.
Oh my gosh! I said this the other day that if we could have any guest in the entire world on any UGT show, I would want Dan and Swampy.
Yeah, Dan Povenmire.
Man.
Can you imagine how much
What a
fun
great-
that would be?
so fun.
They're the creators of Phineas and Ferb. If you're at home confused.
Yes. Yeah. And they're very funny.
I would.
He was
die.
also a early seasons Family Guy writer, Dan Povenmire.
Was he?
Really?
Him and Seth
He-
MacFarlane
he
were
was-
hanging out.
He was pitching Phineas and Ferb for like 9 years.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
The original
And-
designs are like
Yeah.
similar but crazy. Like,
Like
you know.
Doofenshmirtz is one of the like most consistent designs over the years.
Yeah.
And like I think it's really funny because you can tell that the episode where they go to a convention and Doof tries to pitch a show idea that was from Dan's
just his
experience
line, yeah.
because like something that he kept having to walk away from pitch meetings because of was that like people didn't want Doofenshmirtz in the show or something like that. They were like, get rid of this one character that like is crucial.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
like,
gosh.
So in the episode when Doof is like pitching the show, it's like based on him and Perry, and they were like, what if we get rid of the doctor and give the platypus a girlfriend? And like, yeah.
that was Seth MacFarlane, was it?
Yeah,
That was
well,
the-
yeah.
Oh my
Seth
gosh,
MacFarlane
that's
voices
so
the
funny.
exec.
That's so
That's
funny.
crazy to think about.
But yeah, so like when I learned about the like backstory of like him trying to pitch the show for 9 years and keep having to walk away and stuff, I was like, that's literally the episode. Oh my god. So
That's so funny.
yeah.
I think they would be the most fun guests to have on for like a one shot for anything. Like, oh my gosh,
Not
It would
Jack
be a
Black.
very
fun.
musical episode having both
yes,
of them on there.
Not
that
Jack
would be
Black.
so cool. Jack Black would also be really
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Jack Black is a DM.
fun.
Jack
We're
Black is
looking
the
at my
DM.
top
would be
3 right
so
now.
fun.
That and ironically, I love Bowling for Soup.
Yeah. Love bowling.
I
for soup.
would put Bowling for Soup
mean
really
Love
high on
Handle?
my list.
They're just in the corner with instruments and got them mic'd up.
Could we have them make an intro, the intro music?
Yes.
Oh
my gosh.
You know,
They're just love handle in that
What if
one
we sent a
episode where
really
they
nice
follow the
email?
I was
delivery
about to
man
say,
around.
they do seem like a kind of
They
band. If
kinda
you just
seem
reached
like
out and
the-
went, hey, we have this show.
Hey.
Would you be willing to?
They seem chill enough, like they would be
Yeah.
like, oh.
Mine is
Robin Williams. Oh, that'd be so great.
Oh.
That'd be too great.
I wouldn't know what to say.
Yeah, no,
That's
like,
one of the men I have held on such a high plateau my entire life. That like even the watching him on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is
Oh
such
my
a
gosh.
surreal episode of like holy.
There's few celebrities that like I just would refuse to meet out of like fear, and
Oh,
he would have
yeah.
been one of them. Of like if I was at a party and then someone said Robin Williams is coming, I would leave because I don't want to break the illusion and I don't want to embarrass myself in front of him. I was like I'd be too overwhelmed to do
Yeah.
that.
I just watched the documentary about Robin Williams recently.
Oh.
Yes.
Good.
It was good. It just, man, he, I can't say on stream all the words I want to say, but he got up to it.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He partied with John Belushi. Like
Yeah. They went hard.
I was about to say, if you were seeing him at a party, it depends on what years it was in. It might be a really good party.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I know for the reboot of Naked Gun, I saw an interview with Liam Neeson, and he was talking about meeting Robin Williams, being in a car with him, and he was just, going off, and Liam said, like, I feel like this is what it must have been like to be in the same room as Shakespeare, which is high bar
Yeah.
to set already, but so good.
The nicest compliment I ever received was at an improv class, and we were all like, it was solo scenes, and we would get up and do a scene, and then like the class would like critique us. First of all, the unintentional compliment was nobody had anything really bad to say about my scene, so I was like, thank you. And then the second one was a guy went, you remind me a lot of Jim Belushi, and I was like, that's a crazy compliment that I'm in the same sentence as that guy. So I was like, thank you. Anyway, Secrets and Stars is a show we do on Undeniably Good Time, Twitch TV. What are you guys' highs and lows of this season? Roses and thorns for this season.
Roses and thorns.
I think my favorite moment.
This is small group.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment of tension was when the bank heist went wrong. And we were not able to save. What is it starts with a G.
Graxless.
Graxless?
Yeah, Graxless.
G. Just Graxless.
Yeah.
And that moment of just like Doc kind of like shutting off and just exploding the ghost. Like that's I'm really glad the dice told the story that way. Of I immediately just crit the next thing that I saw.
Yeah.
And then there was that heaviness that lingered for a bit.
Yeah. My personal low is that I undercut that heaviness in that moment where I was like, he had a code, and like kind of still in the bit energy, but like I feel like it undercut the tension that would have been great to just let ride for a little bit longer. One of my highs is just like the shenanigans and how strongly we brought that silly energy back, because last season was a very serious season, very dramatic, and so I'm really glad that we were able to bring back that season 1
Jorah
shenanigan.
goofiness.
Yes,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like just the silliness of it all. And then, things like the reveal that Aster has a mom, and the, like, tension between Aster and Astra, because she's, like, both kind of being like, I wouldn't want to know, and also I don't believe it, kind of thing. And I think that's some great tension there. The sibling dynamics between Aster and Astra are really great to watch.
It's been fun to play out, giving Astra also, like, focus on giving Pepper character too, but Astra also being an actual character now, and not just the, again, another symbol for you to look at.
Yeah.
So, it's been fun. We're what I have planned for Astra coming up, like, pretty soon, I'm excited for.
I also want to stress, if there's anybody in the chat who has questions for the cast or the GM, this would be a great time.
Yeah.
Yes, for
We
sure.
are like super down to.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of a low right now, but
Right on.
even the highs, like I think the best way for me to cover a lot is to say I like the unique encounters like the one where we had in the town where we were kind of doing the stakeout, like kind of doing like a non-combat combat was a lot of fun. Yeah. I think you've had a lot of really interesting ways to do encounters without like having to just rely on the mechanics of that come with Starfinder baseline, and it's been very interesting and a lot of fun to play that way.
Thank you. Yeah, it's. I think I said it before on a post show, but it was like I remember the moment I started like really thinking about combat more was in season 2, where you guys were in the office that had like the brain chip zombies that were like the body was dead, but the brain chip kept saying keep working.
Yeah.
And it was like that first combat you guys had was just kind of boring and nothing really happened. And even AJ, I think AJ ran that episode. And he was like, "Yeah, this is like why it didn't work super well." And I was like, "That's right." And then the very next episode was the one where the super robot came out and slammed Astra through a wall. Yeah. So I was like immediately I was like, "Okay, I gotta ramp it up more." And then
like seeing before Doc obviously, but seeing the big guy get manhandled is a great way to go. Oh no.
Yeah. Which I think is now to critique myself is I think that's a card I play too much now. Is trying to just like because you both are now the big guys, so it's like kind of like putting you both down is like sometimes a thing I rely on too much.
It's kind of like in Star Trek when like Worf is the first one to get like taken out to show this is a threat.
Yeah.
So they also will do that in One Piece is they make Luffy leave. Yeah. Like Luffy has to not be in this fight, otherwise the fight's over.
As he is currently.
Yeah. Yes, at this exact moment. So that's which is a very small thing. Is it's not happened. It really has not happened too often. It inadvertently happened last episode, but that was not my intention of Doc getting downed immediately.
I really just wanted to see the dueling mechanics.
Yeah. And again, I said it on the post show, and I'll say it here on camera is the consequences were if he won that duel, Nosferatu dies immediately. Like nothing else, no ifs, ands, or buts. He's done. Boss fight over. So that had the potential to either extend the fight like it did, or make the fight 10 minutes long. Like it was like that was those were actual stakes in there. So
how would Doc have felt if he had instantly killed Dracula?
I wasn't trying to kill him.
Well, he was just saying that.
Yeah, I mean, if I'll flavor it. Knowing Doc, I would have flavored it that he would have just KO'd him.
Yeah.
I would have. My thinking of it is if we had beaten him and not needed to kill him, I would have gone and gotten the coffin, put him in it, and then just dropped it in the desert and moved on.
Yeah.
Like he's given me his word; he will not come back to paradise. So that is what it is. It's not my place to kill this thing that's lived longer than I can fathom. Like.
There's books about him.
There, apparently.
Yeah.
I would have returned the book to the library. But yeah,
the fact that he signed his own actual name into the library ledger. He's like
as both the book and his
name. That's the thing that like makes Doc kind of okay with all of it happening is that he was right. The whole town mocked him.
Vindication.
Like, oh man.
But at what cost?
I loved that Astra also was like, "Are you okay, man?" like it was not just NPCs, but also PCs. Just be like, "Dude, you go get some water."
And then immediately after, Nosferatu shows up.
The moment that conversation ends, he's there.
I love that, like, the medicine or survival, it was some kind of check that you had to do to kind of be like, what is it that you see going on with Doc right now? And, like, the way that you rolled, Corey's like, you see he's, like, sweaty, he looks tired, and you're just like,
it was sweaty, he's tired, and because I had you doing a perception check to see if there's like shadows moving, it's also his eyes are darting around.
Yes.
I was having my own Dale Gribble moments.
Yes. Doc became Dale Gribble.
Honestly, like, that's how it was with Clem initially with the ghost thing, because I, like, failed a perception check, and so Corey's like, there's traps everywhere. There's a gun in that bush, and, like, all this stuff, so I was like, any one of these things could kill us. And then Chip used, like, a bit of token magic to make, like, the door creak open on its own, and so I was like, ghosts! And then it wound up, ghosts are real!
Ghosts are real, and also the magic of the world.
Yes. Yeah.
Or how magic functions as a
Our
whole.
entire civilization is dependent upon ghosts being like just turned into arcane energy.
Spells I
So
will
funny.
always take is gonna be like your mage hand and like prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation's so good.
Those equivalents, because I always I want to do little bits. I gotta be able to justify it.
Yeah.
What's the point of magic if you can't do those
If
things?
you can do a funny little goof.
What was it that you were starting to say? I interrupted you with the Clem global
I
moment
don't
thing.
even remember.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, there you go. Wasn't important.
Yeah.
So what about
Guys,
you?
look at that. That's healthy communication.
What are your highs?
What?
What are your highs?
I really liked the scene in the bazaar.
Yeah.
I thought that was super fun. But I
That kinda was
really like when we do those sort of social games in Starfinder. I've said this before offline. I'm not sure if I probably have said it online too, but I think that's what makes Secrets Between the Stars. That's like the most special, unique quality that it has is those little sort of mini games and extra little. They're so cool. Like I go back and I think about the one on the train,
The casino car.
which was so fun. And they're the like classic moments that I think of. It's stuff like that where everybody like really comes alive, like the thing with the clock, and then like RPing and like doing all this, like coming up with different ways to solve the situation. Those are always my favorite.
It's really fun when you get to use like the other skills that like aren't like combat related.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal with a lot of those, is to get you guys to do something completely different than you're used to. So that's exciting for me. When you guys get to use a weird skill, like you catching on fire in the last fight, you're like, I haven't used this except for one episode in season 1.
Yeah,
So, like,
I mean,
deal.
with Doc being around, there's less pressure to just immediately chase after something and kill it, because a lot of those things are standard actions, move actions, and it's like, well, Plasma Sheet's the move action. I have to get up near this thing so I can threaten it, and it doesn't just go after, Clem or Chip or Valia. But with Doc around, then I can be like, all right, let me cast my setup stuff, and then I can chase after it and show off those cool features. Other than just I have sword and I hit things.
Yeah.
I
So I
can
appreciate that.
rope a dope an enemy for like a round or two, and I was like, "This is all you got?" No, I'm the warm-up act. That's the big guy.
Yeah.
I'm the opener.
Also, my brain did like a few ADHD jumps, but like with the fact that Doc's main weapon is his hands, I would have loved to see him and Timur fight, because Timur knocked us like on our butts with this just basically slap fight. We were trying to hit him with guns and stuff, and he's just like wah-bah,
I
wah-bah.
forgot. I
Like,
remember how disrespectful I made Timur.
Yes.
He's
Flexed
loaded
on
with
us
weapons,
completely.
and he just used open palm.
Yeah.
Like the entire fight.
like Aster was in low health, and that was the first instance of me being like, can I just throw this health serum? Would that work? And you were like, okay, yeah, but when it lands, since Timur's right next to Aster, a little bit will get on Timur too. And I'm like, fine, okay. So that's like that's why when we were dealing with like it was just in the Nosferatu Million Rats episode, I was like, I'm not gonna throw it because I don't want Nosferatu or any of these rats to get the healing serum. I'm gonna go right up to Aster.
Learning.
And then when I had the opportunity to just be like, I throw it, I'm like, I'm gonna throw it a little further down, keep it away from Nosferatu. He doesn't need any more health. So
What would you guys consider to be, now that we've had more, and in my opinion, better episodes, what would you guys consider to be the best, like the pinnacle episode of Secrets? All 3 seasons.
the one with the phone is definitely up there because that's so funny, and that's like peak shenanigans.
The first episode on the farm is
Yeah.
always going to be
It's a
way
really good one.
way
Yeah.
up.
It was
Like
really
the
good.
very first one on the farm
Mm-hmm.
is really that's way up there. For sure.
That's still one of my favorite moments of the episode 100 times, when I'm proud of myself. is the sprocket on the TV, and then Gizmo like
That's a
seeing the
great
world
moment.
shift around him to be on the set with him. I
that
was proud of that.
Yeah.
And Chip seeing himself in a human body for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bazaar episode is really great because it sets up like, well, what could we be doing here, and then it ends with that like moment of Chip and the Baylor. I think is really fantastic. Doc still doesn't know that guy got shot.
No idea.
There is a dead bounty hunter that's not coming to Bounty Con.
Bounty Con.
That's your silly canon thing.
Bounty Con?
Bounty Con.
Oh, maybe.
The most
But-
intense convention.
But like criminals absolutely try to go in disguise because that's
Yeah.
half the fun.
Yeah.
And if they get away with it, they get like some money knocked off their back.
There's a competing criminal con happening at the same inside
the same convention center.
Yeah.
Bounty Con piggybacks off of Criminal Con.
It's Con.
How many of the bounty hunters can honestly say they're not also criminals?
There's a
I
fine
think
line.
Rick and Morty did the con joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that
in
their
their
heist
I'm in
episode?
the
their
bit?
heist episode.
Yeah.
You son of a, I'm in.
Yeah. The I'm trying. I think my favorite, the telephone bit, and it breaks my heart that Marcus wasn't there for it.
I would have loved to
I
see
need
how
to go
Valia
watch
reacted to that.
You
I
should.
do need to
It's,
watch
if
it
you
so
were to
bad.
watch the episode, that's a good one just to go back
Our
to watch.
punchier episodes happen when there's someone missing.
Yeah.
I think it comes from that. Like we
Truly
have to fill the void.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
only 4
everybody's
We
on
gotta
their
make
toes.
Which I was gonna say too. I did really enjoy the Lost in the Desert episode. Which, that was also just a lot of like chaos, but also felt apt for all of us probably being very dehydrated.
That's one of my moments I really hope to get as an animatic is when Doc just looks forward. I had such dreams.
I need to work on the animatics more. Now that I am actually working a job, I'm trying to find the time.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
Like
but
that.
I really do want to do more of those animatics, especially for that episode. Because that's also I don't want to turn into a frog again. And just...
I love not having Doc ask about your past too
Yes.
terribly much because you offer it freely.
Yeah.
Of just
He
these
doesn't have to ask.
horrible things that have happened. And I'm just like, yeah, we were on the run from this criminal syndicate. Then we got help from this guy who also turned out to be a pretty bad guy and framed us for the murder of a lot of people. And now we're here and the ship crashed and we got a ride from vampires. And this one time I was a frog. and I was like,
Yeah, man. Right on.
Right.
Astor's got to tell him about the time that he fried a giant eel using only his body because the eel bit him.
Did do that.
Yeah.
Friction, man.
he's got to just be like, I made grilled unagi.
A what? I think my 2 favorite episodes are tied is the phone episode because I really like the random encounter stuff. Now that I was able to kind of crack it now to make it work. And then
So
was that
I have one.
okay.
I'm waiting. I'm queuing.
Okay.
Putting the quarter on the vent on
on the
game
I
machine.
got next.
Raising your hand in the meeting.
it's the random encounter episode with the phone, and then the bank heist episode where the vault breaks open and stuff.
Third guy.
Yeah,
Third
with
guy.
third guy's
Can't
like an
believe you
all-timer
do this,
bit.
third guy.
Third guy's an all-timer bit, but then also I just really liked that combat because that was another one where I felt like it escalated like naturally with the door flying open and things just pouring out of it.
Oh my
With the
gosh.
little goo guys and then the thing
I'm
that
sad that we
almost
never
killed
got to see
Aster.
the fancy walrus. I'm sad.
Yeah, you missed the
still in there.
walrus mayor.
Yeah. The mayor.
We have no reason to know he's in there, and we have one reason to ever go back, and it's when Chip wants to get his money.
His
If
money.
you don't know about the mayor, join our Patreon.
Join our Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to our Patreon.
The mayor's behind the paywall right now.
And we're not going to tell you which
And
episode.
impulse.
One of my favorite moments from the 2 Secrets animatics that I've done is the remember the plan, third guy, because like just the intensity as like he's glowing and he's like got the like intimidating shadows, and then just jump to Aster being Aster, you know, like he is intimidating, but he's also just a sweet bean.
I like the art
So-
so much. It's my I had Riley add some extra lines to it, and that's my Discord profile icon.
That's funny.
My favorite bit in any of the animatics is still, which is getting tighter now because there are more options and they're all very good. My favorite is still in the second Malevolence one, and it's when it starts with Jumbles on the screen. He goes, "Oh, hey, Uncle Talus." As you have he like comes in with his foot first. And then he says, he, like does like a "Get off of Jumbles, you beast!"
Stay away from Jumbles, you beast!
It cuts to Jumbles and Riley's just like vibrated him back and forth. And his Corey goes, "What's happening?" That's still my favorite one.
Gary's previous Discord profile picture was Amadeus.
Yeah,
it's like, well, crab's gotta stand up. Oh, fuck that.
So, yeah.
Whatever will I do?
That could summarize the entirety of Grandpa's experience in the mansion. It's just,
The crab moves, flip it.
I forgot about the "Oh hey Uncle Talus." As he was a flying kick into my
If
chin.
folks want to watch those animatics, where would they find them?
On YouTube or the Discord for UGT. I posted it in the general or show discussion a while back. But an easier way to find them is on YouTube. Look up Garnet Heart Illustrations. All one word, capitals on Garnet, Heart, and Illustrations, and it's under the playlist Meme Animatics. So
Good stuff in there.
Isn't this?
my honorable mention for best secrets moments or episodes of all time is the first ever time we tried to do ship combat and we lost.
Oh yeah.
I felt like that was a huge turning point for the series in general.
yeah,
Because up until that point we had lost nothing,
Yeah.
and it actually just like cleaned everybody's clocks.
Right.
That gave me a lot for Valia too, for kind of
Yeah.
feeling a lot worse.
And it was Astra's first ever appearance on screen. It was a
and
huge
what an
turning point for
appearance
the
because she
series.
just
Well,
did
it
the
wasn't her
black
first
hole.
appearance, but well, I guess in
First time we
First
saw
for
her.
us.
saw her, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
It's
we
like-
heard her, we'd never seen her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
like
mean, well, there's
the drama
we didn't
of
know.
that moment
Trauma.
of like a black hole appears in the middle of this ship, wrecking it, and there's just bodies flying through space, and there's Astra floating, and like all this crazy stuff. Also, circling back, the animatics thing made me think of the fact that, like, because of making the Malevolence animatics, the bit of Corey saying, Uncle Talus has become a blender, I see. Okay, that lives in my head rent-free. That's the internal echolalia all the time.
The other big one I almost forgot about was our Strange Aeons crossover. That I felt like was
Just
a
the
very interesting one, especially because if being an outside character, I felt a lot easier to actually be horrified by the things that we were seeing in that episode.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that episode was the meta experience of you and I just looking across the table and like the whole episode like
Us, like, freaking out about, like, thinking that something was gonna crash down on us in that spot where the circle's on the floor.
Stairs.
Meanwhile, you guys
It
are
is
like,
stairs.
we know it's stairs, but we can't say.
I like in season 2. I forget the character's name because he has him in reality versus him in his little world.
Gizmo.
No,
Widget.
no. Gosh, what was the name? When
Sprocket?
no,
The scientist. The scientist.
This yeah.
The little boy scientist, Stuart.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked those
Stu's
episodes a
World.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu's World. Yeah.
The fact that we made Pokemon cards canon in that episode.
Oh,
The Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube.
The Rubik's Cube.
Rubik's Cube
Oh
was
my
my
gosh.
favorite. Do you
We
know
were
what? Do you
That
know
is
what we're
my
saying
low
at
of all
all?
time. It's
Oh,
so
this one.
no.
The other day, like,
I'm gonna go back and watch.
it was a while back, but the other day when me, Gary, and Colby were hanging out, we were walking through Barnes and Noble, and Colby pointed out the tiniest little Rubik's Cube, and he was like, we both laughed for a second, and he's like, I buy it and I send it to Kevin.
It was they were in a virtual world run by a guy who just kind of like mentally reverted back to a child. So he had like Looney Tunes shenanigans in the world. So it was Gizmo and Chip were in the world, and so then the other three were in the real world. These three were in a combat, and I didn't know what to do for these
that I
two.
told you about with the aliens that impregnated Valia and Clem,
Yes.
and we had to vomit them back up.
So it was they were doing this combat, and I didn't know what to do for those two because I was like, they're just gonna sit there and stare at us having fun. So I just literally gave them a Rubik's Cube, and if they solved it, I would give them a reward in game. And so the entire combat, they were sitting there, and then, like they'd spin it for a second, then someone would go, oh wait, and then they take it and then like spin it.
Accidentally broke a piece off.
Yeah, the
Right,
piece
we
broke
both
off.
screamed and they're like, did they do it? And one piece had flown into the air. We had Kevin used to have a wrench for his character as like his little prop. We were like hammering that thing back in there.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. The finger cracks from NASA's shirt. Whoa! I don't. Did I crack my fingers and I did not realize it?
I must have.
Because it's not. There's nothing
I
here.
cracked my finger and then saw the comment, so I don't know if that was me, but you did.
Maybe I was also like talking like this, so maybe I do have crazy finger cracks, and I'll admit that, but I don't think I've done them.
Well, finger cracking Corey, they calls him.
Important context for the Rubik's Cube is that we got the reward anyways, and we didn't solve it.
Oh yeah.
Corey had just given it to us because he knew that me and Kevin, on a personal level, would be easily distracted by a Rubik's Cube for the full 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was the benefit of being in that old layout where we had the separate table, because I really wanted to play with it too. but since it was over there on the other side, I was like, okay, well, okay, at least I'll not be distracted.
Well, and like
One of my
two
greatest-
people working on a Rubik's Cube under pressure, it was kind of a little sweaty after the because you just pass it back and forth, you'd be like, I can't get it. You take
Sweaty hands.
And then when we did pop the piece back in after breaking it, we didn't realize until later that we did put it in backwards and had rendered it unsolvable from that point forward.
Amazing.
There was just a picture showing that, like, it was, this side is, like, say, red, this side is white, and the one bit is red, white, and it's the only one that's not the correct color on the entire cube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I think one of my greatest strengths as a GM is reading my players as
Yes.
people and knowing what they're
I
going
was
to
about
do.
to say the predicting the vault was
bag.
also another big.
Oh,
I still wish that was a
Yeah.
short where you were, because you did the stream the day before where you were
Right.
kind of planning it out and you told us you were saying, okay, so Aster's probably going to stand off in the corner. Someone's going to talk to the
Chip's probably
big
gonna wanna open a
teller.
bank
Oh,
account.
yeah,
I said-
high time plan.
Yeah, I said Valia's going to hide.
You thought
Chip
I
and-
was going to be over with them by the counter, but instead I was off being a plant.
You
Yes.
tried to be over by the counter.
Yeah, no, you did. There was an attempt.
There was a
And
moment.
You kept
But
forgetting
my-
you
my-
weren't by the counter.
Yes.
My shortest call was Chip is going to open a bank account,
Yes.
and Clem is also going to do something adjacent that is silly. It's like, I know this. And Doc is going to be the voice of reason for whatever they're going to do.
Oh, man. And that was the origin of the what? Running joke.
I think one of the things I'm looking forward to the most that isn't necessarily like super plot heavy right now is the Mad Max style race that we're gonna have to get our hands on that spaceship.
I'm excited to
Super
see how
looking
that
forward to that.
goes.
That's one of my
Spider
first ideas of the
jousting.
season.
Spider jousting.
Spider jousting.
That's the filler episode we need.
The Mad Max race I have been planning like since the beginning of this season is like how that will work out and how you can make a race interesting for the people driving as well as the people like all
Right.
around.
Yeah.
How have we not built our car yet? We haven't even collected any parts.
Yes, I mean you guys have no incentive to get off the planet at the
I'll
moment
live here.
still. Yeah, this is Doc's house.
Maybe we just won't leave.
We're hiding.
We'll just
from
abandon your
our
plot.
bones.
Every person that I know on any significant level is on the planet
That's
right now.
genuinely, you guys do not have a reason to leave the moon. You have no reason to leave the moon. You're helping a goddess because she asked you to, and she said that she'll owe you, which is a huge owe.
That is a huge
Does Chip miss Daisy Mary, the dance instructor?
I think like a little bit, but not
She was
enough
so
to leave the
frantic.
moon. She was very. I think he
Yeah.
liked her, but they weren't super.
Yeah.
She was a means to an end.
They
Yeah,
weren't.
she was an
They weren't
instructor.
crazy close.
It's not like Gary's hot teacher.
The hot
sorry?
Parisian
What?
sister.
The hot French lady.
This
Oh.
was before we turned on the stream.
Was that before the stream?
Yes,
I
I
was
was talking
on
about
stream.
French class.
Was it? It was it?
We were kind of yapping
Yeah,
for a while
yeah.
before
Hey
stream.
guys, raise your hand if you know about.
Or is this going to be
Yeah,
another
yeah,
bit
the
we're
teacher.
not going to expand on?
Not even the Patreon can say
And then
that.
the French Canadian one that was like the French accent, the French version of a hillbilly accent. I'm sorry, French Canadians. I'm making a joke. I do not mean it.
UGT does not.
We did not stand with Quebec at this time.
No, that's not what we
Oh,
were
is that
going
how
to
you're
say.
okay?
Please let me in.
Oh boy.
The opinions of
We're gonna get an apology tweet later tonight. We're gonna get a notes app screenshot.
Hey, man.
Did you do a fake apology?
I did do a
my
fake
gosh.
notes app screenshot. Like,
Was it on
like,
Instagram?
No, oh yeah, I think it was on both, but it was like month 6 of
Hold on.
UGT.
I want to pull this up because
I-
I'm gonna read it.
I did a notes app up fake apology, but it was just like nothing.
Scared half of us to death.
Yes.
Because nobody, did not tell anybody. He was posting that, and everybody saw it was like, what is it?
But it's also people in the comments were like, "Oh my god, you scared me," so, which was my goal, and I was excited for. This you're gonna have to scroll for a while. This was literally like we were not a year into UGT at this point.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
She's gonna get there.
She's gonna scroll through so many thumbnails.
But, so I guess indirectly, I am excited to find out a reason to be motivated to leave the moon, even if it is just so much as Cassandra is like, I got 2 parts of me here, but the third one is out there.
Yeah.
Like,
I just saw the teaser that we did for season 2 that was filmed in my living room,
Yes,
yeah,
the toilet
yeah.
flushing.
and it
Yeah.
is with the old cat TV that we used to put on.
The celebration for
Yeah.
ending season 1 is we all went over to Sully's house and put on cat stimulation videos and just
Which is
watched
just like
it.
bird camps.
Yeah, I mean,
And
the important part
squirrels.
to remember there was that they were watching just videos of birds on cat TV, but they also started bringing out the bird identification apps and just
Yes.
started to track which birds they saw
Because
on
it also
TV.
gives you points for that too.
Yeah.
So it's like it became a game.
All while I just stood at Sully's table and did a puzzle.
I forgot.
I remember one of the
In
last
silence. None of us talked unless a bird came on the screen.
Yes.
And we'd be like, get on the scan. What
We
was it?
were
I
such a party crew.
I remember one of the last things that we did before Kevin moved away. We were hanging out and we were playing that like murder party game where it's like, weapons drawn. That's what it was. And
from Jackbox.
yeah, where like
Yes.
you draw the weapons and stuff. And we kept arguing so vehemently, like, no, that is definitely yours. And like, I think you were accusing me of one, being like, I swear I see that letter that like is definitely yours, and it turned out to be like Corey's or something,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, just staring at you like, how dare you?
I'm about to get a table again so we can have board game nights at my place
Yes.
again.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Because we used to have a lot of board game nights at my
Oh.
place.
I've missed it.
all the time.
We like lived at your place
You
for
guys-
so long.
You two
Yeah.
specifically for a long period of time, almost every night.
If I had social plans, it was with the two of you.
Yes.
that
didn't
was
know
about
anybody.
it. Gosh, that was a.
There's a vibe.
We're bringing it back.
Yes.
We're
Did you
bringing
find
it back.
the?
we're bringing it back.
Did you find the
I did
notes
find
app?
it. Are you ready? Here's what it says.
The notes app screenshot.
It's like, I don't know if you
Dark
can
mode.
see. It's, dark modes. It says, to our fans. We wanted to address some things you might have heard in the last few days. We do everything we can to put your trust in us first, and unfortunately, we failed you. It is true. We really do have the strangest aeons. Our aeons have never been stranger, more peculiar, or invoke such a violent sense of oddity. Frankly, we are startled by the amount of strangeness coming from these aeons.
What was I on? I was cooking.
Free AI.
I mean, really, these are the definition of strange aeons. Like, holy cow. It is a truly shocking revelation that none of us here at Undeniably Good Times could have seen. We thank you for sticking with us during this difficult and strange time.
The but I mean really is my favorite
And the
part of it.
holy cow. And the
Yes.
Like, holy cow.
It's very like.
This was after 3 episodes of strange aeons.
Like you could definitely tell that it was Corey's handwriting with that.
Yeah. What was a violent sense of what? What did I, that was
Strangeness.
beautiful. What did I say?
Strangeness.
I've never been stranger, more peculiar, or invoked such a violent sense of oddity.
Oddity.
There is exactly
That's
one
a
comment.
bar.
It is
good.
from Drunken Rowdy, whoever you are out there. It says,
Shout
I feel
out.
like I missed something, but I'm not sure what. XD. And I'm gonna like it right now.
Go follow too.
Oh gosh.
Somewhere he's just having the worst day.
Right. And
And
then he
now-
just got
And
a
then he
like
sees
on a comment
Candy
he
from
made
Strange
in
Aeons.
November, in March 29th of
I
2023.
Cannot make this up. My phone just vibrated when you pressed like.
Are you Drunken
Pull up
Rowdy?
right now.
I don't even have Instagram anymore. But that, like when you pressed heart, my phone went. I was like, "There's no way. There's
They
no way."
discovered
I would remember.
This is your Mr. Hyde.
We're good.
Logan
Violent
is secretly
sense of
drunk and
oddity.
rowdy.
That teaser was also just us standing alone in the living room in silence, and then you just hear, I think Corey just dubbed over the sound of a toilet, and then he walks in.
I go, I've got it! From the other room as a toilet flushes.
I remember getting the message being, "Hey guys, I got a great idea for a teaser for season 2." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I wonder what we're gonna get up to." And then hard cut to that. I think I started smiling towards the end of that too because I couldn't keep it together.
Marcus is laying on the floor.
Yes, lounging. Oh man.
Fun fact, other things that we filmed for UGT in the living room, but this was never used, is there are somewhere lost to time on an SD card that we probably couldn't find anymore.
right.
There was going to be, we were talking about doing like a promo bit where we were going to put in like oh, your transmission has been disconnected. You're gonna be blah, 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 like in the middle of other streams.
Like a 10-minute timer, this would like start.
Yeah, and they were fake radio shows hosted by Chip and Gizmo on like
On the
Space
ham
Trucker radio.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's
Spam.
somewhere like 20 minutes of me and Kevin just talking about whatever.
Yeah. It was a fun idea. It was just like we haven't established a single thing in the universe, so
Yeah.
it was hard to build, like to vamp off of that.
They're lost to time now.
Yeah, they're on my old laptop, so
They're probably not, we didn't know the characters very well yet.
yeah.
Because we had the idea for it, but just hadn't done many episodes.
Yeah, and the ham radio didn't come up too often, so it was
radio.
yeah, the spam radio, the spam radio.
Spam.
So, but it's a fun idea.
Yeah. It ended up sort of, the idea of like the stream getting taken over by a different thing sort of got recycled when we did the 3 videos right before the season 2 finale.
Oh, for
Like the idea of like you're receiving a transmission that you shouldn't kind of thing.
One of my small
those are
things,
spooky.
one of my small details I really liked was those thumbnails for the final 4 episodes of season 2. Is because it's like black and then you see the face of the Lich slowly appearing. And then the 4th one was all white. But in that first one, he is there at like 2% opacity. Like he is actually in the photo. And that was one of my just small details I liked of doing that, of just having that face slowly appear throughout it. Because I sent the first one to Hexy and I was like, this looks black, but this is a thing, I swear. Like this will become clear in the next couple of thumbnails.
I've always really liked the visual design for secrets, whether it's thumbnails or the teasers we do. Because I remember the season 1 teasers where it was kind of the I don't know how to phrase it, but kind of like the breakdown, like the profile of all the player characters. And I remember I was like, oh, I'm really excited for mine. And when you get to like species and then just a hard redacted, I was just like, my man Corey cooked. This is so
I did.
cool.
I spent a
So
lot of
good.
time on those, and those turned out pretty good. Is that and then the intro for season 1 also?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Flew up on Twitter, like because that was right when the Paizo license stuff was happening, and we were the last thing because it was D&D did their stuff right, so everyone was pissed at them, and then Paizo was going through and like sharing and retweeting a bunch of their like actual plays for their shows and stuff, and we were the very last thing they retweeted before they announced their own license stuff. So we got like huge traction on that first teaser for Secrets, which was super cool. And also like as my first show like that, very encouraging. So it was pretty cool.
I still remember when the Barbie movie came out and like that meme, the like mugshot meme.
Oh, yes.
And I did the
Oh,
mugshot
yes.
meme of all the OG Secrets crew, including Pepper and Astra. Like that was just a lot of fun. Like I remember with Gizmo and Widget, I like double checked with Kevin being like, so this is what I was thinking, like who's gonna be who, but I wasn't quite sure because they both can be a little jokey. And he's like, no, yeah, Gizmo would be the one freaking out, and Widget would be the one being like, get my good side, like. So yeah.
That reminded me of another thing that I liked that wasn't like actually live on the show, but just when you were preparing for season 3 and you told us all like, hey, I've got an idea for a one shot. Can you just like tell me the things that you would wear on
Oh
the
my
wrist?
gosh!
And I was definitely fooled. I thought that was just going to
Same.
be a random one shot, and then you threw at us that was the next season. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. I told them I had a one shot. It was either a one shot or a miniseries. It was just a Wild West what if of you guys all play like silly little characters.
I think you had said one shot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like, what if you guys just played yourselves, but you guys were in Western? And then that's how I got you guys to describe the clothes that you would wear, and then I used those to describe the clothes thrown at you at the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
I was very excited when you brought that in at the end of season 2. I know I really gave Bryn a challenge with my description of like using a lily pad as the brim of a hat, where like the main part of the hat is just the flower on her head, especially considering like the proportions that Bryn did with like that amazing first art of Clem where the flower's like huge and kind of draping over her body and stuff. It's like, how do you make a hat out of that? And so she made like that kind of bonnet look, which is super cute.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I feel a little bad giving her some of the like challenges with Clem's costume, because like the initial description of Clem's main look is like, you know, cyberpunk debutante. Like, how do you fuse those? But she did an amazing job with it. So
Final thoughts as we wrap up for this night. Season 3 going good. I think we're all liking it so far. Also, my other favorite thing is I was glad none of you caught on to the crossover episode, because boy was I scared. AJ and I would keep going home and be like, they have to know. Like, it's like they have to know, right? There's no way they don't know. Because I don't remember if we said it or not, but the initial idea was, it was once both parties walked through portals, we thought they'd be like, okay, we know that there's going to be a crossover episode, and then the extra twist would be that AJ GMs and then I GM for Aeons. But like when we, like the day before, we were like, do they know any of it at all? Like, is this like twists on twists for them? It was very funny having that back and forth.
seeing Brent's confusion when you charged in and you're like, I'm taking over, move, idiot, and like
Which you two called that a mile away on the post show. Of like, the only one who's not gonna know what's going on
is Brett.
Is Brett, because he just doesn't. And then it got delayed a week.
Yeah.
And he still didn't know. Yeah.
And of course,
Not a clue.
me just sitting there like with a very derpy smile, being like, "Look at all these coincidences."
You were my favorite part of that, because you kept pointing out every connecting dot, but did not connect them like at all. You were like, "Yeah, we also went through a portal at the last episode of Aeon, or the last episode of Secrets." And the moment you said that on stream, I was texting AJ, just LMAO, no way, dude. There's no way.
oh my god. So fun.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We will be back next week with a proper episode of Secrets. It will be good. I will cook. It will be cooked more. It'll be done and ready. So with that,
Fresh.
I've got the mouse here, so I'm gonna look over here to find my mouse. There she blows. All right, thank you guys so much for joining. If you like us, follow us on UGT Show on all social media platforms, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good night. Mwah.